crime.
1, 2, 3, 4, occupation no more.
1, 2, 3, 4, occupation no more.
5, 6, 7, 8, Israel is a terrorist state.
5, 6, 7, 8, Israel is a terrorist state.
One day I was just kind of scrolling through Instagram and I saw that there was an NCY Die-In, and I immediately sent it to Nico and I was like, we got to do one for our school. So that's when we started pretty much organizing it. I personally do not have any background in protesting or organizing at all.
My parents were organizers, so I kind of grew up watching people organize protests, and I've also had a lot of resources where I've learned how to organize, so it was my first time organizing a protest. It was not my first time being to a protest or being in organizing space at all.
I feel like it went really good for it being like my first ever protest, honestly. It felt like there was a lot of emotion within the space, and it felt like we all were very empowered to fight for what we were there for, so.
I thought it went out well, went well. I truly had no idea what to expect from turnout, but because guessing what turnout for protests will be is so hard. But I feel like it went well. There was multiple, the day of, we weren't sure we were gonna be able to get a megaphone. And it turns out it was not allowed, but they didn't tell us till the end. So it wasn't super, so me and my friend Toby literally went right before the protest. And we're driving to Harbor Freight and back as fast as we could, and to get it beforehand. So it stuff didn't all go to plan, but that's kind of what all protests are like, and all plans. Things don't really go exactly how you want them to. But I thought it went well. I thought we were able to keep engagement pretty high the entire time. And I thought the amount of people we had on the Die-In made it really impactful, because you don't need that many for it to be a very noticeable thing.
Our group was planning, believe it or not, a very similar action at the exact same time, at the exact same space. So instead of us trying to do two competing actions at the same time, we just decided to help that group out a little bit.
Me, personally, I do probably not as much as Nico, but I do some coverage on social media. I post things to my story just of awareness of Palestine. I know all the basis, everything that's going on, but other than this protest, I haven't interacted with anything besides social media things with Palestine. So I'm really excited to start actually doing things within my reality and participating in things to help Palestine.
It came back into my awareness with October 7th, and I started seeing things about it, and I was just this is one of the most horrific things I've ever seen. I ended up writing my final paper in humanities about it, and I have thought a lot about colonialism and how it impacts on capitalism, and it's just seeing it all in full effect is wild.
There's definitely a correct side to choose. Looking at all the past connections that we've had with Israel and everything that's been going on with the 76 occupations of Palestine, 76 years of occupation in Palestine, it's very simple to see that this is bombardment. It's genocide. It's terrible. It's horrific.
I think continued disruption of university life until the campus even acknowledges our demands would be the way to go, yes.
Even if this won't change anything immediately, the knowing I made the active steps to try and speak up and preach my beliefs.
We held a speech before our protest, at the beginning of our protest. We want UNCA to divest from Bank of America, from Pratt & Whitney, Starbucks as well.
There's a Pratt & Whitney plant only a few hours from here, and Pratt & Whitney is a subsidiary of Raytheon. They create jet engines required for fighter jets that are currently flattening Palestinian homes, hospitals, schools, so on and so forth. Our tax dollars go to fund the Israeli government.
Another student organization had asked for a Right to Information Act, which you can request it, and they weren't able to get anything. So it's
SDS?
Yes. And I don't want to work with SDS or anything. I had never really interacted with any of the student organizations on campus. And so when we first posted and someone's oh, they're SDS affiliated, I didn't know anything about SDS except they had bombed their public image.
I understand SDS is not the most popular organization on campus.
I would ask where you get that vibe from.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not on that much social media, but occasionally I'll see like, stuff not very positive about SDS. Some like criticisms. And something I did want to ask about was a number, 11 to 1. Does that ring any bell to you?
So yeah, so that's, well, number one, to speak to social media, I think what you're talking about is Yik Yak. I don't think it's so much that we're unpopular. I think it's more that social media is not a very good lens to understand a mass movement. To just give you an idea, people have, for the entire week of spring break, people were calling my phone, cussing me out. People were harassing me on social media. People were reposting my personal social medias on Yik Yak, on their social medias. People were like gathering mobs on other social media platforms to swarm my posts. And I just want to say, we've never done that. To 11 to 1, I should say that vote was at 12 o'clock at night when most of our membership were sleeping. The vote made no sense because it didn't thoroughly define who was a member. I've never wanted to not entertain criticisms. The criticisms that I don't think are productive are ones that go against what SDS is as an organization. So if someone's criticisms are, well, SDS should do something different than what SDS is, I'm sorry, but there's many other groups on campus that might be more of what you're looking for. It kind of reveals where these people's priorities lie, because why aren't you using this energy to say, why aren't you using this energy to call politicians? Why aren't you using this energy to call local businesses? Why are you using that energy to call me, a student who has no power beyond being a member of an organization on campus?
The more we show up, hopefully the sooner we can have ceasefire.
I mean, I guess it's important to keep showing up because like they want us to stop showing up. They want protests to stop. They want life to try and like return to normal, which is like people love wanting life to return to normal after catastrophic events happen.
Don't let everybody else tell you like, hey, that's annoying. Don't do that. Cause disruption, cause chaos, and try and fight for what's right. Just keep showing up.
We as students of UNC Asheville don't feel it aligns with our values that the campus is involved financially, organizationally with genocide.
Unfortunately, you'll notice a lot, like, when you get into, like, the whole politics thing, people don't really put morals to any standpoint. And it's like everyone loses their human decency.
So what they're trying to punish me and us with is either paying $144 in damages or 11 hours of community service, and I'm on academic probation, or I'm on probation, and then I also have to write a 3-page essay. It's not like this is a private property. This is a 4-year public university, and I think we have a right to post things up on campus. And, we're not going to stop posting things up on campus. We're just going to go about it maybe in a smarter way.
From Cherokee to Palestine,
From Cherokee to Palestine,
occupation is a crime.
occupation is a crime.
From Cherokee to Palestine,
From Cherokee to Palestine,
occupation is a crime.
occupation is a crime.